my thoughts, like they get the best of me sometimes. Like I just psych myself out. Like I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And my mom is the one, she drills it into me. What? You are everything. And I'm like, Mom, somebody's paying you to say that. I mean, you're my mom, you're supposed to say that. But no, like my mom is like, she's never been wrong. So, and that's what I always remember too. She's never been wrong from the start. Like her telling me to get out the car, you need to rap to those guys. And I'm like, what? I can't just, what? What are you talking about? And I remember I had a bad day here. I don't know what happened, but I was just like tired. I think we had a bunch of projects and stuff. And she picked me up from school and then we were going to my grandma's house. And then we pulled up. She's like, you should get out and rap. I was like, what? She's like, I'm going to drive around the block and you're going to get out and, like, it was like, you should, and it's like, no, you're going to do it. It's like, all right, and then I did it, and then that's the moment my life changed.
Break a leg, what they told me. On the ride with my orgy. Did a deal with Adobe. Gold ring around the rosy. Roll the window down slowly. Let them know that he owe me. They call me the one and only. Hard times just mold me.
We're here in Philly.
Yes, we are.
Back
my home.
Yes.
My everything, my baby.
Thank you for having me in your city.
Thank you for coming.
Keep it clean like Soapy. Turtleneck try to joke me. Too sharp, can't poke me. I was act like Cody.
Wow.
Feet white like Jody. Teeth white like...
Come a long way from being Dizzle Dizz. Freestyling,
We're gonna talk about that later.
Horsepower, that's a pony. Do it big, Mick Foley. Phone dead if you phony. My phone dead, you can't phone.
They all upset, cause I'm a threat. You wanna bet? Coming up next. I work so hard, that tear and sweat. I work so hard.
So right through those doors that we just walked in
Yes.
is the yard where you were rapping all the time.
Freestyling every morning. My friends, they help me accountable. You gotta, we need to hear something new every day. So I was going home and writing the hottest rap I could rap.
Yo, even in freezing Philly winters, it's cold outside.
Yeah, we used to be, you know, Eminem 8 Mile, like just out like, yeah, Scully's on, like just trying to like, just do it.
So I promised you a little trip down memory lane.
It's kind of crazy because I didn't know if I was gonna be able to remember each class, but right here is art. This was one of my favorite classes. My teacher was a little strict, but she wanted the best out of us, you know? Like, then back here is computer lab. Crossing this like area up here, it just felt like a different, I don't know, it's just a different feeling I would get because over there is like math, reading, science. But over here it's more creative and like, you know, so this was like my favorite part of the building.
I mean, it's cool that you can even remember the details to point out. So it's been what now? Let's say at least 15 years since you've stepped foot in this building. But Tierra, as we know you today, that person never walked in these halls. So it's cool to be doing that for the first time.
That's a great point. This is where I was really forming my personality and style and, you know, just finding myself. We're gonna pass my reading room where I had to present my first poem. We did spoken word. And I was so nervous, but I memorized it. And the class went crazy, and then somehow the word got around, and I was like so popular. Like I was everything. Everybody loved me. Then I was class president, and it just was. I loved, like, this is my everything. Like this is my favorite school.
Too.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would have at that time already been in your creative zone and getting better. But I did wonder what you were like just outside of the art. Like I wouldn't have expected class president necessarily.
Yeah, my grades were always good, always A's and B's. And then too, on the other end is the gym. Always in sports, volleyball, basketball, anything to just keep me active and keep my mind going.
You know, it makes sense as I see all of the different sides of you as an artist, and we're seeing even more on the new album.
Yes.
That actually makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
That you spread your energy in different places.
Different, you know? Because I'm never just one way. You know, it changes. We're human, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know.
And you're very open to the change, you know? Which some people aren't.
You gotta embrace that for that growth, that personal growth.
So now we continue our tour.
Yes, to my home room.
I feel like the room chose us.
The room definitely, because there's no way I didn't say anything. You just guys. That's Miss Broussard right there, the counselor. I stayed in her office because I needed to just talk, like just trying to find my way and embrace my individuality because I knew I was different, just how she said it. We had uniform, but I still found a way to
be you.
Yeah, so I think
So you were always that person, right? It was just building on that
it was
person.
just slowly building.
Yeah.
Yes, it was slowly building. And I didn't know then, you know, but to talk about it now, it's like, I'm like, wow, I was just in the making. It was all in the making.
Did you already know that this is what you wanted to do? You know, when you do the yearbook, they're always going to tell you most likely to this and that. Since you were playing sports and you were a class president, but you did like poetry, did you already know that this is who you wanted to be?
I think, and I have to find the yearbook. I think I had most likely to succeed. I think that was it.
Succeed at anything. Feels like you could have picked anything that you were most passionate about.
Yeah.
But we're glad that music was the thing, you know.
The focal, yes.
On Worldwide Whack. You share so much of yourself with us and all the things you've been going through behind the scenes for the past few years, and I think that it's important, you know? And I hope you felt good sharing that on the album.
Definitely. It was like therapy for me. Like I needed to release everything that I had inside of me. To just feel free and move forward.
We're gonna talk about it some more in homeroom right now. I feel like
Let's do it.
homeroom has to be the spot.
Let's do it.
Let's get comfy.
I feel like we would be best friends.
All right, so what does it feel now to be sitting back here in this classroom where you used to sit every day in 8th grade?
It's scary because I couldn't see this far back then. But to have come this far and then be back here, it's just like a mind. I'm like, I just can't believe it.
Yeah, you just have to take in the moment.
Yeah, it's honestly, I was breathtaking almost. I just can't believe it. Like I was just a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know like I would really become who I am.
Yeah.
But stuck to it, you know?
Yeah, but as we learned, you were already that person, right? It was just building more and
it was just building.
And figuring out, and timing is so important. And I'm curious
really is.
Your relationship with just the idea of things falling into place when they should. You know, we've known and loved you as an artist for a few years now, right? It was 2018 when you dropped Whack World.
Right.
Now 2024, Worldwide Whack. And it's been a few years in between. And, you know, annoying fans like me have been outside screaming and chanting like, we want it, but things have to happen on your own time. So how does it feel for you?
I don't think it's my own time. I think it's God's time. Everything just, you know, eventually it all aligns, but you just got to put in the work, stay persistent, and always have faith. Never lose that faith, even in the toughest times. Just got to be willing to push because it's all really a test at the end of the day. Do you really want what you say you want?
And where are you at with that thought? Because, you know, as we go through the album, we hear you struggling with that. You know, the attention that you got when you dropped the first music. And again, it's because you were so prolific. You're one of one. And a lot of people saw that talent and gravitated towards you, but I can understand how it could be overwhelming. Even the way you opened the album on Mood Swings, you know.
Yeah.
You know, used to be crying for meals.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You made a deal with the devil, you signed for a meal. I'm not a rapper, sorry. I'm gonna butcher it, but
it's okay.
You know, to like start the album that way, I think just gives us a little bit of insight into how you've been feeling.
So many ups and downs, life itself, constant, you know, battles, struggles, and it's not all bad. It's good too, but you got to go through the storm to experience the sun. And I am always reminding myself of that to keep going.
Yeah, but you made it through the storm, you know?
Thank God. But it's gonna be another storm. Another storm is coming.
But
I got my umbrella, my rain boots.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you're learning all the skills to maneuver that. And like, you know, compared to when you dropped Whack World, how did it feel to get back in the studio for this? Because I think a few years back, in 2020 even, you said you were feeling at that point like you were already experimenting, you were ready and excited to make some of your best music ever.
Yeah, but you can think you're ready, but the invisible man will be like, nope, not yet. Gotta push it through the ringer. I can't force it, and I can't have everything when I want it. I have to be patient. Patience is key. Like, they were saying that when I was here, like 6th and 7th grade. And I'm like, what is, forget patience. No, patience is everything. And like I said, while simultaneously putting in the work. So you can't just like sit around and wait. You have to be constantly growing in every way, perfecting your craft, strengthening your muscles, like in every area to become who you really want to be.
And it seems like you've always done that You know, even when you dropped the EPs in 2021, you know, rap, pop, R&B, it's just an amazing range you have, right?
Thank
As
you.
an artist.
So many compliments. I
That you
appreciate
can
it.
rap, but I'm being honest with you, know, it's because, yeah, that you can rap and write so well, that you can sing, that you put so much thought into all of your visuals. Like when Tierra Whack drops a video, I need to like sit down and pay attention. It's never just like a casual thing. So you've been putting in that work. So what were some of the things that you had to be patient with in the process coming off of that very first project?
If we're being honest, budget.
Okay.
Because since I was a kid, I've always had like a big vision. Like, I want 3 elephants to fit in this building somehow. I don't care how you just make it work, you know, but I need a lot of money. I gotta make a lot of money this year because I have so many ideas. Like, this is just like crumbs that I'm giving everybody.
So when it came time to make the album, is that how you were feeling? Like, how can I make this realistic?
So I had Alex DeCorte, who's like one of my best friends. He's an amazing artist himself, and we worked together. He helped me do the trilogy and all the visuals, and he thinks, he thinks bigger than me, but he's just on a different scale. But it was just so amazing to work with somebody who just thinks just outside the box. With him is no limits. So we had a blast. Like, it's just like, but it's still, you know, things that we wanted to do, but we made it work and we're satisfied, but it's only gonna go up and up and up.
Yeah, I mean, because the goal is, I mean, I hear you say it. I think on the second song on the album, Misbehave, I'm the greatest rapper. We need to hear you say that.
Yeah.
You know, and like when you say that, do you feel it?
Oh,
and
yeah.
believe it all
I know
the time?
I'm a really great rapper, yes. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, rap is boring right now. Like, I've mastered it. And of course I can practice still and everything I write, but it's just boring right now. I don't feel the need to like rap, you know, on every song. Because I started with singing, right? Then I started writing, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be an MC. And now I kind of flipped it because it's like I'm singing more than I'm rapping. But I was just honestly shy of like singing in public and then hitting the wrong note and then like my career is over.
So you decided that freestyling was easier
Yeah,
than...
freestyling was easier. No, literally it was. And now I'm like, I flipped it. And I feel like I'm really good at rapping.
I mean, we were joking.
Yeah.
I was joking with you outside about, you know, Dizzle Dizz. So this was like her early
This
rap
is
name.
where I was named Dizzle Dizz.
Who came up with that name?
One of my friends, you know, Snoop Dogg was like he's still the OG, but like, you know, it's for shizzle, my nizzle, and it's like T Dizzle. And I was like, all right, let's go with that. And I felt so cool.
But every time I mention it now, you just give me one of these.
Stop. But I was so proud. I wrote it on all my notebooks and yeah, because, you know, it feels good to be given a name by your friends.
Yeah, but it's just because that's how we were introduced to you, right?
Yeah.
I remember that video of you out in the streets in Philly.
In the streets.
Pulling up, and the energy you came in with.
Yeah.
It's like you had been doing that your whole life already.
I mean, out in the yard I was. So I was in training. I definitely was. And then like every day, like my friends would be like, yo, you gotta have a new rap. Like, be ready. So like in the morning I would rap in the schoolyard. Like, and I had to have something. Like, so that caused me to like, my memory, like I had to memorize each night. I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my homework in class so that by the time I get home, I can just write a rap and then memorize the rap overnight. And then in the morning, I got a rap.
Yo, already the work ethic. You remember, because you were talking about that first poem that you came up and delivered and blew everybody away, but the fact that you put in that effort to memorize that, to really commit
Everybody
that.
had their paper, and I was like, I think I got this. I don't need that paper.
But like, why?
I was shy for a while. And I'm like, okay, I got introduced to spoken word. That was the assignment, like you just write your own spoken word poem. And the teacher was like, you can talk about anything. And I was like, anything? And she's like, anything, but you gotta present it in front of the class. And I was like, no. So I memorized it and I went up. I think I was always last because my last name is W-H. And everybody always went in alphabetical. I don't know if they still do the alphabetical order.
They did for me.
Yeah.
I was always first, unfortunately.
Oh, you were first?
I have an A last name. It's terrible. I always had to be prepared. Take us back to that moment, if you remember. Everybody else in the classroom goes, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there, you're watching. What are you thinking as you're going?
I was panicking because it's just, I don't know. The thought of me just getting up in front of 30 kids And I knew everybody, but still, like, I still get nervous. You make me comfortable, but I'm still like, I just want to say the right thing, you know. And I still get nervous. I care. I'm passionate.
Yeah.
And I wanted to pass. And we were, we were getting graded on the presentation. So, yeah, I went up there and the class was shook. And then they all got up and just started clapping crazy. I was like, oh my God. And then we went to, I think, lunch after, and the whole lunchroom was talking about me. And it's like, yo, you're a rapper. I was like, all right. And I got my uncle to burn me some CDs with just instrumentals. And then I was like, yeah, I'm rapping now.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
Wow, right here in the classroom.
Yeah.
You know, if you were feeling like that in front of a classroom of 30 kids here in your homeroom,
yeah.
Once you dropped Whack Worlds, the world was paying attention. You were getting on these stages. You know, there are a lot of like artists that you're fans of, I'm sure, who are fans of you, which is, I feel like, the most incredible compliment it must be as an artist. Like, what was that experience like for you?
A dream, but a dream come true. But till this day, I think I'm still like in a dream, like I'm floating, like it doesn't feel real. Like when I go to call some of my friends who just so happen to be like, you know, like famous legends, like icons, it's like crazy to me. So like I just sit and I just laugh, like, wow, like God, you're giving me everything I asked for.
Yeah, there's a lot to process on this album. You know, really, really, as you're like sharing, you know, your heart with us, and we get that feeling of, it's like people are rooting for you, and then you're growing and becoming this wonderful artist, and then it feels like things take like a negative turn, you know?
Yeah.
You're saying they're upset because I'm a threat. Like, how have you navigated those things behind the scenes?
I'm here in school right now. Like I remember like a lot of my like incidents I had. Like I would just, you know, just kids would just be like mean or like, and I just minding my business, just being me. We had uniform, but I'm wearing my bright colors and everything, and just doing what makes me feel cool. And people were bothered by that, like at a young age. And I'm like, I'll go to my counselor, like, you know, what did I do to them? And she's like, you just have a glow in you, like you know, like you just alpha female. That's what one of my teachers told me. I was an alpha female when I was like just a kid. I didn't know. I was like, what? And I had to go look it up. And I'm like, okay, but like, why? I just don't understand. But it's people's own, it's their own insecurities being projected on to you know, to me. And I would let it affect me for a while. But then I just had to learn, like, okay, you're just mad because you're not okay with yourself. But I'm okay with myself. I'm having fun with this. I'm confident. Not always, but I act confident, and then I trick myself into believing, like, oh, you got it, you know?
So you mentioned when you're here at school, you can at least go talk to a teacher, go talk to a counselor about it. And how does that work now in your adult life, in your music life? Like when you're going through difficulties, is it leaning on your friends and family to get you through those moments?
I have my team that I work with is like family, so I can talk to each and every one of them about anything. My mom always, still have teachers that I'm close to. I have my people that I can talk to, which is great.
You scared us for a minute. In 2021, you told us for a second with no context whatsoever, I'm done, I'm quitting music, I'm out of here. And we're like, Tierra, we're like, what's happening? And thankfully you didn't. You did drop, you know, the EPs after that, and here we are with the album. But what was happening at that time? You just still weren't happy with the music you were making?
Yeah, it just was a lot of like, just life, real life was going on. And I was just like, I asked for like this one thing, but I didn't know it came with all this extra, and it just became too much. But it's like, this is truly what I am here, like I was put on this earth to do.
Right.
And I'm just not gonna be crying and complaining about something that I asked for. So I'm way more grateful and just more willing to learn and just take it on.
I mean, I don't know that many people would look at it necessarily as crying or complaining. I think it's harder than a lot of us can imagine.
It is. It's really hard. It's really, really, really hard. But like I said, this is what I asked for.
So you feel good about being really back out in the mix now with the album out?
It's great because I have something that I'm proud of. Like I got something to show, you know. For a while I didn't have anything to show. It's like, oh, this person wants to do this interview. Why? I don't have anything good to say. I don't have anything to talk about. you know. But now we got something to talk about, so yeah.
It's funny to even hear you say that you had nothing to talk about, because there's so much that you are talking about
now
on the album. And
yeah,
even,
I mean, but over time though,
Yeah.
you know, over time, yeah. And then, you know, I could be, like for so long I was trying to get the feeling from 27 Club. I was trying to get that feeling and I couldn't capture it like in the way I wanted to my satisfaction. But once I got it, I knew, and I was like, okay, we got it, finally. I knew like the project was missing something, and that was one of the last songs that I did to like, you know, say like, okay, yeah, the album is ready.
Really? Mm-hmm. One of the last songs on one of the first ones you shared with us, and
yes,
again, the visuals to go with it, it's so haunting. I think that's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like into Tierra's world. It's always going to be bright. It's going to be colorful. Here's this parade.
Yeah.
But in the middle of all of it, it's like you feel that loneliness as well. And it's amazing how you captured that in the song and in the video.
Thank you.
You know, why was that one of the first songs you wanted to share?
Because everybody's asking, why'd you take so long? Just be happy I'm still here. Because I didn't want to be here for a long time. So.
It breaks my heart to hear that. But I just want you to know how happy I am that you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, genuinely.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to share with people.
It's not. But it feels good to like just be open, be free, you know? I don't have any secrets.
No, you talk us through it. I think it's on Numb. You were talking about, you know, feeling anxiety, not new feelings, things you felt before.
Yep.
And I believe towards the end you posed a question. Maybe it's, you know, what could I have done different?
Different, yeah. We talked about like being here, this like in this school, like faking it until you make it. Like I would be home and getting dressed for school, and like I said, we had our uniform, what we were supposed to wear. People would get in trouble. We would get in trouble sometimes for like just adding too much, you know, but I'm like, nah, I gotta do my thing. And I would be so confident in the house, and then I would come to school and then I would see like, you know, some heads turning like, oh, I should do that. But like, I was just up and down with like the confidence, like, all right, I like it. And then I would get, you know, good feedback from some certain friends. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to just go with the people who like me, you know, like I'm going to stick with the positive.
Because so many people wouldn't have been brave enough. And
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? In middle school, I was such a shy kid.
Yes.
You know, it was being yourself was the most terrifying thing
Yeah.
I feel like you could do at that point, right? Because
Yeah.
people were always ready to let you know that it didn't make sense and it wasn't
Yeah.
good enough for them.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were able to do that
Yeah.
is brave. And that's why I wondered why you posed that question, like,
Yeah.
what could I have done differently? Because it doesn't seem like there's anything you should have done differently.
Well, I still battle with anxiety every day. Like my thoughts, like they get the best of me sometimes. Like I just psych myself out. Like I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. And my mom is the one, she drills it into me. What? You are everything. And I'm like, Mom, somebody's paying you to say that. I mean, you're my mom, you're supposed to say that. But no, like my mom is like, she's never been wrong. So, and that's what I always remember too. She's never been wrong from the start. Like her telling me to get out the car, you need to rap to those guys. And I'm like, what? I can't just, what? What are you talking about? And I remember I had a bad day here. I don't know what happened, but I was just like tired. I think we had a bunch of projects and stuff. And she picked me up from school, and then we were going to my grandma's house. And I just was I was literally like reclined back in the seat. And she's like, come on, just go. And I was like, oh. And then we pulled up, and she's like, what's going on? So I like set up, and but then I tried to act like I didn't really care, but I was like, you know, I was like curious. She's like, you should get out and rap. I was like, what? She's like, I'm going to drive around the block and you're going to get out of, like, it was like, you should. And it's like, no, you're going to do it. It's like, all right. And then I did it. And then that's the moment my life changed. Yeah.
Shout out to Mom.
Shout out to Mom. That's why I say her name in every interview. Mom, Mom, Mom. I'm going to say something. I wasn't sure if I'm going to say it though, because I'm here. So next door, Uzi also went here too.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Uzi went here. Yeah, he was in the class next
Were
door.
y'all cool?
Yeah,
at this
we were
point?
best friends. Yeah, tight.
What a small world.
It's crazy, right? And two of his brothers were here already, and I think he moved and like came to this school, and his older brother is like, yo, my little brother is weird just like you. Like y'all should be cool.
See, it was a compliment this whole time.
It's crazy, like, and then we were cool. Like it's crazy, yeah.
You know, even the way you sequence the album is interesting. So
yeah.
Shower Song again, one of the first songs we heard from the album. Colorful, fun, upbeat, vibey Tierra.
Yep.
And then I'm listening to the album, and if I'm remembering correctly, this comes after Difficult. That's a song where you're talking about living every day is difficult. Life is difficult. You're talking about going through things with friends and family, again, dealing with anxiety, and then you come out of it, and it goes into one of the most upbeat songs on the album. And I was like, only Tierra.
Yeah. No, like I was just sitting in the car, I was driving and I was like silent. And like my team, they know when I just need a moment. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting out the car and I want to talk to all these new people, so let me, you know? But like sometimes I just want to just be like, that's just, you know, that's just, it's just me sometimes. But like I said, I'm meeting people who may be fans of me, and you know, I want them to have a first good impression. So I try to put that energy on.
One of the things I love the most about you is your sense of humor.
Thank
It's
you.
dark, it's a little bit twisted sometimes.
It is,
but
it
we
is.
love it.
It
You know,
is.
only you could be in a song rapping something serious as I might die tonight, and my heart starts sinking, and then you're like, oh, and I didn't pay the light bill this month. Or my last meal might be what, chicken and fries, and I'm black, so you shouldn't be surprised. I'm like, yo, Tierra, you are a very ridiculous person, and I'm so grateful for it.
It's like, you know, I think I'm self-diagnosing. My mom told me I had it for a while, ADHD. I can't stay on topic for that long. Like, that's just, honestly, like, that's just who I am. Like, yeah, I can't stay on topic.
So all of these songs, well, not all, you can tell us, but are most of them written in a single session where you were unfocused but still writing the song?
Yes, single session, yeah. I never really go back to a song.
Really?
Yeah, the reason I get bored so easily, so it's like, yeah, either it's a hit or miss. It's no in between. I don't go back.
Really?
Yeah, just going to the future. We don't go backwards.
Interesting. I just wondered what it was like for you recording Whack World. So it came out in 2018. I don't know how far before that you started recording.
Few years.
You know, with the headspace that you were in there to the headspace you were in recording Worldwide Whack.
I think I was more nervous for Whack World because that was literally my first, and we were doing something that had never been done before. I was so nervous. Like when I was in the studio with the family, like Kaneed, like Nick, producers, you know, Melodic, and we were like, yeah. But then when I stepped outside, I was like, I'm not so sure. Like, you know, because it's just, I don't know, it's just natural to just get nervous. But I knew that we were doing something that had never been done before. And that's always a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's pros and cons to be the first to do something.
I mean, you did it, and clearly you did it well.
Yes.
Right?
Thank God. That
And
was
so
a
going
close
in,
one.
Yeah, no, was it a close one, girl?
Because, okay, so, you know, since the songs were short, like, I couldn't, like, I didn't qualify for certain, like, you know, things. Or so, yeah. I was like, damn. But, yeah. It did with, like, people, like, everyone knows, like, you know, everyone knows. Everyone, all the right people know.
And I mean, I think a lot of us consider that to be your first album, but
It didn't count. That's what I'm saying to you. It didn't count.
So just on a technicality, you're saying?
Yes, it didn't count.
So this was the one.
Yeah.
And so you went into
This
this
is the
one then
entree.
feeling you weren't nervous about this album while recording?
27 Club made me scared. Yeah, but I was happy, but it was like anxious, like, but what are they gonna say? But then I just knew, it just felt like it's time, you gotta do this. You gotta do it. Because I was holding on to it. And then I finally was able to capture exactly how I felt. And I'm like, somebody else is gonna relate to this.
Yeah.
And then I remember that I am famous. And yeah, I wanna use my platform to just be the most raw, honest that I can be, you know? Because people think that celebrities don't go through shit. We go through things all the time.
Yeah.
But we're expected to show up and still be, you know, and that's not the reality.
And again, the way it plays on in the visuals, the video for Tonight is one of my favorites.
That's my favorite,
I feel
too.
like this is one you could like sit down and write a whole like essay on back in homeroom in 8th grade, you know, like what do you see in this video? What do you take away from it?
It's my hometown, like based in Philly. Philly is my everything. Everybody know Philly. Y'all know Philly is my first love. Like it's my everything. It's the place that made me who I am. The reason I'm so just raw, gritty, creative. Just have that. I just got that edge. It's just something about Philly. Like, you know, anywhere you go, like people like it's something about Philly. And I try to never stray away from that. Like I said, I'm so excited to be back here. I'm moving around so much. Like this, we found a way to, implicate this into, our interview. But it's just Philly. It's everything.
Also, you stayed. You
Yeah.
can be anywhere
I'm
else
still
in the
here.
world now. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? With
Yeah.
the success that you've had, but
Yeah.
you love it so much that it's the home.
Still-
Like, why is that? So many artists end up in LA, for
But
example.
you see what you just said? You said so many. Like you said, like everybody goes to LA. I'm not like everybody. I don't want to be where everybody is. I don't need the attention unless, I'm like, okay, it's time. I have something to offer, something to show, but I don't, I love home. Home is where the heart is.
Stay here, be you.
Yes,
Yes. We don't want that to change.
Yeah.
We know the art's gonna change, because like you
Yeah.
said, you
Yeah.
can't, you get distracted, you wanna try something new.
Yeah.
So now that you got this album out of your heart, right, it's out for fans to enjoy, like, what do you wanna enjoy next, Tierra? What have you missed in the years that you haven't been, like, so present? I imagine
What
getting
have I?
back on stage has to be one of them.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see how this new music is going to perform. Performing is like top 3 for me. I love to perform and just act the fool. I was studying Busta Rhymes videos for so long. He's like one of the best performers. People sleep on Busta. He's number 1. Like energy, he can flip a crowd upside down. Him and Spliff. Like,
Split.
have you seen him live? Busta?
No. I've seen a lot of videos, but yeah, I've never seen him live,
In
unfortunately.
person, you're gonna want to snatch your wig off and throw it, because it's just like I've been on tour with Lauren and Busta, crazy. I'm side stage as soon as I'm done, just like taking notes. I took a lot of things from Busta. Yeah, it's no words to describe. Me being cool with Andre 3000, my favorite rapper. Me being cool with Jay-Z. My top 3. Like Eminem. I'm not cool. I haven't met Eminem yet, but I love him so much. But just like all these guys, I know they know if we don't know each other, we haven't spoken or whatever or met. I know they know, and it's just an awesome thing.
That's the crazy thing. So
It's
whoever
awesome.
is discounting the first project as an album and whatever technicality about the length, it's crazy. Like you hear
Yeah.
yourself running down the list
Yeah.
of legends, like
Yeah.
certified legends who are
Yeah.
fans of yours, who know your music.
It's awesome.
That's nuts.
It's so awesome. Yeah.
That's you, girl.
I know. And I was like sitting right here.
Right
like
here
I
in
was just
homeroom in 8th grade.
Yeah. Wow. This is amazing.
Are we gonna see more of you the next few years?
Yes. I can't, something big just happened for me and I can't tell anybody yet. But like things are about to going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we going up. Something big.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
deserve all of this. It was just a
Yeah.
matter of like when you felt ready to like
Right.
fully open your arms and just
Yes.
like embrace it. And it
was
seems
all
like
me.
we're at that moment now.
Yeah.
You're ready.
I am.
Thank you so much for bringing us back to middle school. I mean,
Thank you guys for coming. People don't like to come to Philly. That's why I'm staying here too, because I want people, if you love me that much, come to my city.
Come on down.
Yeah, come see me. Why do I gotta fly to LA?
All right, so we
For
made the
everything.
trip.
Yeah, or New York.
Yeah.
And I just want my city to be the city too, like top 10, top 5.
It will, thanks to you. And I think anyone who doubted you from the city, they're gonna have some apologies to make at some point, right?
That's so sweet.
But you're gracious. I feel like you don't even want that.
I would like it.